Today I'm going to update one of my earlier projects. I've found out when you get older and losing your hair, your garden furniture gets a little heavy. So I decided, she decided that we have to have some wheels on rear legs of the chairs. So that's what I'm going to do now. And it's a major project. I have 10 chairs, 2 rear legs on each of them, and each leg has to be mounted with 2 wheels. Take a look at this drawing here. Here I have my rear legs on a chair, and I've already cut off a piece down here to adjust for the wheel, the radius of the wheel. And I've drilled a hole through here, 8 millimeters, and then I plan to make an axle, 8 millimeter stainless steel, and I've made a form tool for my lathe to make this ball or dome shape here, and another tool for making this groove for the locking ring. And of course they are repeated over here on the other end of the axle. Then I have to, on each side of the leg here, I plan to have a washer close to the leg and a wheel on top of that, and another washer, and then the locking ring. That's one side of the leg, and repeat it on the other side here. That's how it looks. And I think these wheels are 10 millimeters in diameter. So I got myself some hardware. In the first place I'll prepare all the wheels and axles and washers and things like that. So I got these wheels here and some rods, 8 millimeter stainless steel, some stainless washers and some stainless, I don't know what you call them, locking rings or something like that. And I'll make all this hardware in the first place, so that when I have cut the legs and drilled the hole, I can just mount this hardware on each leg, and then I think it's relatively quick to change the chairs to wheelchairs. So let's see. I think I can mount this cutting disc on this arbor here, and then mount the small rods in the vise here and cut them into length, equal length. Later on, when I have to cut off the legs, the rear legs on each chair, I can mount each chair here with one leg here and the other floating in the air over here, and cut the length off, and then move the chair over here with the other leg and cut the other leg. So I'll prepare for this cutting in the first place. Now I've set it up so I can cut all these pieces here in the correct length. I have a stop here on the back jaw of the vise in the exact 91 millimeters, and I'll start cutting now. Oil. There's some squealing because of stick out on the other side of the cutting disc. Not much this time, but next time it'll be longer stick out. Yeah, much more to go, so I'll come back when I've finished. Now I made all the axles here, and I cut them to length 91 millimeter, and now I want to make this ball shape here in the end of each of them, and the groove for the locking ring. And I made a form tool on the lathe to do this, and another tool to cut this relief here. And I made one sample here to show how it looks. I think that's really nice. So to lathe and do these. Here on the lathe I have made these tools for forming the dome on the axle, and another one over here to make the groove for the locking ring. And unfortunately I'm not finished with for mounting directly in the spindle, so I have to have this fancy setup here with a 4-yard chuck in between. It had been much easier to use this, but it's not finished yet. Now I've set it up in the lathe here and prepared for making the dome in the first place. But I don't think you can hear anything when I start the lathe, so let's talk later. Yeah, that's it. Because they are cut off in the correct length, I can just turn it around and do the same thing from the other end. A lot of axles to do, so I'll do that and come back. Now that short production run is finished, and here they are. A set over here for 4 chairs, and another set here for 4 chairs, third set here for 2 chairs. All in all, 10 chairs. So now the next problem is, how am I going to mount the chair in the mill, and afterwards to cut off the legs, and afterwards how can I mount them in the drill press to drill this hole.